Hello and welcome everyone. This is Michelle. I'm so glad you'd stop by and spend a little time with me today. In today's video, I'm going to share with you card inspiration using the Dinoroar DSP. Now there's no dinosaurs in this. I'm using the other side of the paper to show you the versatility of our designer series paper. If you're not into dinosaurs, you don't have young kids, you can still use the flip side of this paper and get some beautiful cards. So we're going to get started with those in just a moment. I want to remind you that my channel gives you lots of inspiration in how you turn your paper stamps and ink into beautiful cards, gifts, and home decor projects. So if you haven't already hit that red subscribe button down below and ring the bell, make sure you do that to get those notifications whenever I post new projects. Let's go ahead and jump in to today's cards. I've got 4 card ideas to share with you today, and one of those is a fun fold. Now, if you're interested in these card kits, you can get 2 of each of these designs. That's 8 total card kits mailed directly to you with a purchase of $35 this month from my online store. Let's go ahead and get started in putting these together. So this one I'm using that fun, just geometric pattern. I don't even know what to call this pattern, but I've got that mounted on a piece of pineapple punch. I love that bright pop of color. And we are just gonna set that down on our card base. Now, you could use this in a couple of different ways. So I'm gonna go ahead and mount this little sentiment onto the Storytime label punch and decide where I want to put this. You can always think about where you want to put your labels, and I'm kind of playing around with it a little bit here and decided I want my card to be in the portrait mode, and I want that to go down on the bottom right corner. I kind of like that. Of course, I'm going to bring some dimensionals in because I love adding that just little pop to help it offset and just be a little bit more of a prominent feature on my cards. So that's card number 1, unless we want to bling it out and, got to bring in some glitter enamel dots and add a little bit of fun color to that. And I'm going to choose the Granny Apple Green and just add a couple of those glitter enamel dots on that empty space in the Melon Mambo. I think it just, adds another, just a little bit extra on the card. And you will get the all the pieces that you need, including the glitter enamel dots, to make that card if you purchase from my store and receive one of those kits. So I'm using the small scallop punch here, and the colors on this one are the Paris Pizzazz and Pretty Peacock. And I've run that Pear Pizzazz piece through the layered leaves and done a couple of leaf punches. I love my leaf punch. If I'm never sure what I want to add to a little something extra, the leaf punch is great. So when you get these pieces, you can put them together differently or follow the same exact pattern I am. I decided to bring that pattern paper down a little bit from the top. You could put it right at the top. You could extend that up and make the white space smaller. It's really up to you. And so, if you want to follow my designs exactly, that's great. You'll get a PDF tutorial with all of the measurements when you receive your kits. And those will get mailed out at the beginning of October. So I wait until I get all of my orders in for September, and then I will be mailing the kits out the first week of October for you. Don't forget that this month we also have our designer series paper is on special. So make sure you use the host code when ordering. That's how I know that you're interested in receiving these card kits. Of course, going to pop that up on a couple of dimensionals as well. I just love that pretty peacock color. It's a great combination between a blue and a green. I just think it's really pretty and bright, bold color. So again, you could put that sentiment wherever you want. I thought about putting it down in that bottom left corner was one of my thoughts. And coming in with the, these are also, I believe they're from the Pretty Peacock rhinestones there. Just add one little bling on that one. Just a little detail. So this one, again, I'm using one of the geometric patterns of the paper, and I've run that piece of Pool Party through the mosaic embossing folder, and it's got a lot of just really depth in that folder. And again, I'm going to use the other side. Hey, if you get these, you want to flip it over to the dinosaur side and make that. Of course you can. Now your kits will not include any stamped images. Per Stampin' Up! Policy, I cannot send stamped images, but you could really use these designs and with any theme, pretty much with whatever stamp sets you have. But if you're interested in using the exact stamps I have, I am using the Itty Bitty Greetings stamp set, and I'll show you that at the end. Now, I've cut using the layered squares, the stitched pieces, and playing around. You know, you can center those all on there, offset them to the side. You could really just kind of do them all skewed and kind of cattywampus if you want that fun look. But I decided I was gonna, instead of sitting them right in the middle of each square and centering them, to offset them slightly into one of the corners, just for a little bit of a different look. And I'm gonna pop that second square up on some dimensionals. And don't forget, when you are using your dimensionals, don't throw that away when you've got just those little extra edges there. They're great for cutting out and putting behind your panels as well. So don't waste any of those. You can always get use out of them. So I'm going to set that one down into the corner as well of that piece. And I just think that gives a fun, a little bit different look than what traditionally we do with our layering pieces. I do like to often center mine. That's kind of my go-to, and I forget sometimes that it's okay to do something a little bit different and add some interest to with the card. So again, I love these colors. It's got a little bit of that pineapple punch in there, and my glitter enamel dots have some fun colors that'll go with this. I'm going to use that Melon Mambo to pick up more of that bright pink, and again using my odd numbers. So I'm putting 3 of those down and just scattering them around. And then we'll move on to our fun fold card. And this is using Pretty Peacock for the base. You will have, of course, with these kits, all of these pieces will be punched or die cut for you and cut down to size. So all you have to do is assemble, but I will give you the PDF tutorial so that if you want to make more of these cards, you can do that as well. If you are not in the US, I can't sell you product and you can't get the card kit in the mail, but you can contact me through my website about purchasing just the PDF tutorial alone, and that's $10, and it would come with all of the measurements and the list of the items that I used for these cards. So, or maybe you're a demonstrator and you're just looking for some ideas for a card class that you're hosting as well. You're welcome to use my ideas as a fellow demonstrator. You can't distribute the PDF tutorial, but you're welcome to retype it and make it your own, adjust it. But if you need some just inspiration for classes, please feel free to use this as well and share with your customers at your in-person classes. I'm putting this piece down, just center that panel on the front, and then I've got this folded piece, and it's going to have all of those layered circles on it. Now you could put it from the top and have that flap that comes over, or you could have it come in from the side. I seem to go to the side a lot, so I thought I'm going to do from the top this time. Again, changing it up, just those little changes can get you a different look. We've got our Whisper White panel on the inside, and I did make a little mistake. You'll see me adjust this. So you've got this little piece here that is the flap that goes over, and at first I put it all the way down to the the top of the white piece, and I realized as I started to put that down that that's not going to close because that flap is, the fold is a little bit down from the top of the card. So I'm just adjusting that up, pulled that up a little bit so that the bend in the flap matches the top of the card base. And I'm going to show you one more recovery from a mistake here. I put glue over the entire circle. Well, that's not going to work so well with a flap. Thankfully, I realized it before I stuck that all the way down. Easy fix, and actually I think it turned out better. I have a slightly smaller circle in the pretty peacock and layer that on the back, and it actually I think finishes off that back a little bit nicer, and it gives it more weight to that flap to help hold it in place as well. So, you know, sometimes those happy mistakes and adjustments you make. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you use that host code to order, and here's the Itty Bitty Greetings stamp set. If you don't have this one, there's a lot of amazing sentiments in there. Until we meet again, make sure you grab your paper, stamp, and ink, and be creative.